Hi everyone, welcome back to Lamplight City. We just talked to the guy in jail. Kind of forgot his name, but anyway, he was the son of the Voodoo Queen. We've also seen the Voodoo Queen. Where is she? Here, I think. And now we're going to the university because that's where him and the daughter of the murdered woman met. So, yeah, going to the university.
Huh. It's as though we've journeyed to the tropics. I don't know how you can stand to keep that coat on in here.
Look, she didn't respond to it. Okay. Um, Juliet. Oh, that's the girl. Okay, that's the girl who um was dating the guy, and the guy said like, "Oh, she's gonna come free me," and she doesn't seem to be doing that. She's trimming a bonsai tree.
Pardon the disturbance, but are you Juliet Montgomery?
I am. And you are?
Miles Fordham. I'm a private investigator looking into the events surrounding your mother's attempted murder.
Ah, of course.
Have you got time to answer some questions?
Yes, that shouldn't be a problem.
I was only an attempted murder. Thought she was murdered. Okay, let's talk about herself first.
So, you study botany. Fascinating subject.
Are you an admirer of plants, Mr. Fordham?
My wife has the green thumb in the household, but I do have a certain appreciation for them.
Plants are amazing things. Just like people in many ways.
How do you mean?
They need attention and care. Ignore a plant, and it will wither. Give it too much attention, and it will become sick. Plants have many things to teach us, and I greatly enjoy learning from them.
That is so true, because throughout my life, I only have this one orchid, and that's the only thing I could keep alive. And the reason for that is that I basically only have to water it like once every, I don't know, 2 to 3 weeks. So I basically just forget it exists, and it thrives. And that's the only reason that I could keep a plant alive. What about her plants?
These plants are impressive. Are they yours?
Yes, I've developed a method to make them extra healthy and strong.
They're larger than anything I've ever seen. How do you do it?
Ah, but I can't reveal my secrets, Mr. Fordham. The world will hear about my discoveries soon enough.
Incidentally, do you know anything about Easter lilies?
No, I don't keep or grow those here.
What's the significance of Easter lilies? Ah, that's the ones that get stolen at the shop where the person breaks in, steals flowers, leaves money, and leaves. Yeah, okay. Let's ask about our mother.
Do you know anything about the events leading up to your mother's premature interment?
No, it was a complete shock. Mother seemed to be perfectly healthy and full of life. Then, without warning, she was dead. Or so we thought.
I take it you were glad to be wrong?
What a ridiculous question. Of course I was. What sort of heartless beast would celebrate their mother's death?
Oh, I could name a few. Juliet definitely didn't shed any tears over Madame Dupre, though. That much is obvious.
Miss Montgomery, you don't have to lie to me. I'm not going to assume you tried killing your mother just because you weren't upset by her death.
I felt terrible about it. You have to understand, I didn't want her to be dead. I just felt a sense of relief. Please, don't think me a horrible person, Mr. Fordham. It's just that Mother and I aren't currently on the best of terms.
Yeah, I mean, that is, I don't know. It's okay. She had a strained relationship with her mom.
Why don't you and your mother get along?
We've never completely seen eye to eye on anything. She always disapproved of anything I did. When I was younger, she used to forbid me from speaking to the servants. I saw no harm in a kind word or smile, but she warned us that if we were too familiar, they would take liberties. Then when I declared my intentions to pursue academic studies, she really went livid. In her opinion, a university education was tantamount to a chastity belt. What sort of man would want a wife with a head full of useless facts, she'd say.
Personally, I've always found intelligence to be quite attractive.
I assume your mother didn't approve of your involvement with Mr. Martin?
A rather forward question, Mr. Fordham. But you're not mistaken. I'm not sure how she managed to find out about Albert and me, but when she did, she nearly had a conniption. As I'm sure you can understand, the situation at home has been less than perfect in the last few months. I'd really rather not dwell on it.
Firstly, what the hell is a conniption? Assuming it's something similar to a heart attack, I'm going to a fit of rage or hysterics. That's what Google says. Conniption. Well, you learn something new every day. Also, I really don't like her mother. So, let's just say that. What about the servants?
You mentioned you were friends with the servants.
Yes, that's right. I didn't care that they worked for us. Everyone needs a friend.
Did your mother ever mistreat them?
Mistreat? No, I wouldn't say so. She was always very stern, though, and quite cold. If they ever shirked their duties or misbehaved, they were punished, of course, but nothing out of the ordinary that I ever saw. Most of the servants are my friends, but I'm closest with Amelie, the kitchen maid. Mother wasn't too happy about that. Amelie's been around as long as I can remember. She's like the aunt I never had.
Okay, Albert, that was his name. The guy in jail.
What can you tell me about Albert Martin?
I'm not quite sure where to begin.
Why not start by telling me what your relationship with him was?
We met here at the greenhouse. He was working as an assistant, sweeping and cleaning and fetching things for the students. My focus was on academics, naturally. I wasn't too interested in romance. In fact, I've had to turn away nearly every single one of my classmates. But with Albert, I found myself intrigued. I noticed him stealing glances, lingering just a bit too long after bringing over a book or flask, sweeping the same patch of floor near me over and over again. It wasn't too long before I had him bringing me tools and equipment, regularly.
I see.
As I mentioned, Mother was an absolute terror when she found out.
Do you believe Mr. Martin did what he stands accused of?
I'm not entirely sure. It doesn't seem like him, but Albert can be quite passionate. If the police believe he's to blame, then they must have a reason for it. It wasn't any secret that he hated Mother. Perhaps I should have ended things sooner. It was satisfying to know that Mother was displeased, but I never imagined it would lead to something like this.
Well, it's nice to see she's all heart.
No more questions for now.
Then if you don't mind, I have work to do.
Oh, so she's kind of done with him, or like if the relationship was over from her point of view, or something like that. Okay. Bonsai.
One of those cute little Japanese trees that are all the rage these days. Personally, I don't see how giving a tree a haircut is meant to be relaxing.
Well, she's been cutting this same branch for 10 minutes. Yeah.
Those flowers are definitely not native to this area. They seem to be thriving in their glass tubes, though. Those flowers...
Okay. Again?
Those flowers...
No, okay.
Quite the assortment of plants they keep in here. I wonder if they serve any purpose or are just meant to look pretty.
Wait, they do serve a purpose. This is literally the part of the university. What do you mean? Everyone does research on them.
Judging from that pipe, that contraption must be used to keep the plants hydrated. But it looks like a giant earwax remover to me.
Oh my gosh. This guy, Bill. It's uncultured. Large flowers.
I've never seen a flower grow that big. What do you suppose they're feeding them?
Manure. No, I don't know. What do you feed flowers? Flower feed. Seed packets of those. Does she have anything new to say now that I've looked around?
She's busy. That's not to...
No, okay. Casebook. So I only have that. Clues, I have none. Suspects, I have none. Okay. So I don't have enough information here. So, okay, let's go back. She didn't really give me much to go on, except that she wasn't really into, at the end, not that into Albert. Okay, the coffee house, no. Yeah, let's go check out this mob.
You are aware this is private property, sir?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm Miles Fordham, private investigator. I'm looking into the incident involving Madame Dupre. I assume this is she?
You assume correctly, Mr. Fordham. My apologies, but I thought the police had already made an arrest.
That's right, but there's still some doubt as to the man's guilt. May I ask your name, sir?
I am Dr. Fellows, Madame Dupre's private physician. I'm afraid she is in no state to be answering questions at present.
Are any other members of the family home?
Her son, Mr. Montgomery, is in the entrance hall. I had to give him a mild sedative to settle his nerves, but he should be all right to converse.
Then if you don't mind, I'll have a look around.
Okay. Yeah, he said, like, are you aware this is private property? I literally just strolled into their garden. they're very rich, clearly, but why did I do that? Why didn't I just ring the bell like everyone else?
This fountain probably looked nicer when it was working, but right now it's just a breeding ground for mosquitoes.
Ew.
With her vast sums of wealth, Madame Dupre could probably feed a starving family for the next 30 years.
Yeah.
Instead, she uses the money to keep her hedges trimmed.
Yep. Such is, what? Capitalism? I don't know. Rich things, rich people things. Let's look at her.
Her eyes are glazed over, and she's got a vacant, expressionless stare. She seems completely oblivious to her surroundings.
Oh.
If we didn't know she'd been buried alive, I'd say she was just exhibiting the typical symptoms of your average rich person.
Okay, he's being a bit harsh. She has a nice little umbrella. Yeah, I think if I got buried alive, I'd probably also be catatonic. Does he have anything more to say?
Doctor, may I ask you a few questions?
Please be my guest.
My guest. Himself. We always start with the person.
How long have you been Madame Dupre's private physician?
5 years, and I've been practicing medicine for the past 30. I still spend a couple of days a week treating patients at Riverview Asylum.
Oh, good. Maybe if you're lucky, he could be your doctor someday.
Oh no.
30 years is quite a long time. You must have seen some incredible advances in the field of medicine.
I have, yes. I can only wonder how things will change with all this talk of ethericity. There's speculation it can be used to restore necrotic tissue and instantly heal broken bones, among other things. If you ask me, a good bloodletting will never go out of fashion.
Oh, good bloodletting, you know? Imagine we were still doing that shit. That would be wild. Crazy.
Tell me about Madame Dupre.
She is a great woman and a pillar of the community. I cannot imagine why something like this could happen to her, or how someone could be capable of such a barbaric feat. Though this ordeal has been terrible, I am confident she will overcome. The power of her physical constitution is surpassed only by her strength of character.
You think he'd say the same things if he wasn't on her payroll? I highly doubt it.
Yep, fully agree with Bill on that one. He actually just wants to call her, like, don't know, a nasty cow, but he has to say nice things. Yeah, why does he think she'll make a recovery?
Did you examine Madame Dupre after she reanimated?
Of course. Physically, she appeared to be in fine health aside from minor dehydration. I found no marks or bruising on her body. Mentally is a different story, however. She's remained in an unresponsive state ever since.
Do you have any opinions on what caused Madame Dupre to appear dead?
The most likely cause I can imagine is some sort of poison or toxin.
Yeah, that's what I also thought.
What leads you to believe Madame Dupre was poisoned?
The symptoms she experienced were consistent with prior cases of poisoning I've studied. And didn't the young man arrested have ties to some kind of black magic cult? There have been reported cases of these practitioners using poisons to make people appear dead, then commanding them to do their bidding. I recall reading about a man in the West Indies who was given tetrodotoxin, that's the toxic secretion from a pufferfish, declared dead and buried. He appeared alive in his village some 20 years later.
Doesn't that seem a bit far-fetched to you, Doctor?
Yeah.
Facts are facts, Mr. Fordham. Surely someone in your line of work can appreciate that.
Ah, so what's the clue? I'll check it out. Probably just like poison. Yeah.
What were the circumstances surrounding Madame Dupre's supposed death?
Her son, Andrew, sent for me a few days ago after finding her unconscious and unresponsive. As I was unable to detect a pulse or breath, I had no other recourse but to declare her deceased. I judged that Madame Dupre had likely suffered a sudden cardiac arrest. It was most shocking to be proven wrong at a funeral.
I can imagine. Where was the funeral held, by the way?
St. Denis Cemetery. Madame Dupre wished to be interred in the tomb of her father's family, name of Chesterton.
Perhaps I'll go have a look.
Okay. Looking at this.
Those are all the questions I've got for now.
I hope I answered them adequately.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Doctor Man. Garden, I've looked at the garden. This way's gone, that way's to the manor. Go speak to her son, if he's willing. Yo, look at him.
Oh, hello. Are you the new servant?
No, I'm Miles Fordham. I'm a private investigator looking into your mother's attempted murder.
How did you know I was her son? Oh, of course. You must have sensed it with your detective's intuition. I should have guessed by that giant head of yours.
Are you feeling all right, Mr. Montgomery?
Yes,
No.
yes, I'm fine. Much better than when those pesky police officers were snooping around earlier. But I like you, Mr. Fordham. I can already tell you're not like them at all. Please, call me Andrew.
Yes. Well, I'll have a look around, and I may need to ask you some questions. Do you think you can handle that?
I can. In fact, I really look forward to it.
If the good doctor gave him a mild sedative, I'd hate to see what the stuff you take would have done to him.
This guy is on something. He's sitting there like Hugh Hefner. I don't even know if he was coming on to me now or what is going on. He is on another planet. But let me look around first, and then maybe it opens up even more questions to him.
What a beautiful parrot. Must have cost the Dupreys a cool copper.
Ooh. Okay, I was gonna say, does the parrot speak? But clearly I can't speak to the parrot. Who's a pretty birdie? Who's a pretty
Who's a
bird?
pretty bird?
Ray's a pretty bird.
Who's Ray? Polly want a cracker.
Polly want a cracker?
No, thank you.
He's...
Pieces of 8?
Bye, matey.
Who's a pretty bird?
Ray's a pretty bird.
Is this bird called Ray? I'm
So
assuming.
long, birdie.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Who's this? Who's this?
Duprey looks like she's holding on to that poor bastard for dear life.
Yeah, she was a gold digger, right? Ah, yeah, she had a sad story. Like, she had a husband, the husband passed away, she had 2 children, and something. Mirror.
Do you suppose that's for the bird? Or perhaps so the Duprey family members can get a good look at themselves on the way out of the house?
So do I snoot? No, let's just speak to him first.
I have some questions for you.
Oh, goody.
Look at him. Look at this. What is it? Is it called a lamb chop? I don't know. Chin strap? I don't know. This is this beard and this hair. Let's talk about the parrot. No, let's talk about himself. That's how we started every time.
How do you typically spend your days, Mr. Montgomery? What are your interests?
Oh, a little of this and a little of that.
This guy.
Nothing as exciting as what you do, I'm sure. Ooh, tell me, do most bad people start crying when you catch them? I'll bet it's a laugh riot to see them sobbing away.
What?
No, Mr. Montgomery, most of them don't.
Well, that's a real shame, isn't it?
He's an evil little dude, huh? I do
That's
want
a
to
rather
know.
exotic bird you've got.
I like looking at him. He has such pretty colors, doesn't he?
That he does.
You know, I've always wondered what he might taste like. Is that bad, do you think?
I really couldn't say, Mr. Montgomery.
What? Who thinks about eating their own pet? This guy's not right. Let's talk about your sister.
What can you tell me about your sister, Juliet?
I'm reminded of a famous quote, Mr. Fordham. Parting is such sweet sorrow. Let us part on good terms and avoid the subject altogether, please.
Oh. You don't like your sister, Mr. Andrew?
What can you tell me about Madame Duprey?
She came back from the dead. I couldn't believe it. My mother, resurrected, just like Jesus.
Ooh.
Yes. I heard you're the one who accused Mr. Martin of the crime.
Oh, no, I already talked to the police about that. I don't want to think about it right now.
Thanks for your time.
No, thank you for
What?
yours.
This is ridiculous. He won't be of any use in this state. If it takes him as long to snap out of it as it takes you, we'll be waiting around here until noontime tomorrow. There has to be a way to bring him back to his senses. Maybe that quack outside knows something of use.
Yeah. Yeah, nah, he was so useless right now. He didn't give me any new information. He called his mother Jesus. He's not with us. Am I allowed to just walk around their house? Yup. No protest from him. Ooh, this is Juliet's best friend, isn't it? Amelie. Yeah, let's speak to her.
Pardon me, miss.
What? Who are you?
I'm Miles Fordham. I'm investigating the attempted murder of Madame Dupre.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir, but I'm very busy. I can't help you.
Her response was like warranted. You just walked into her house. Amelie, please, I need to know what you know about Madame. Yeah.
Amelie, please. I need to know what you know about Madame Dupre.
What? How did you know my name?
I'm a detective, is what I do. Yeah, should I freak her out? I know, I should say Juliet, because then she'll be like, ah, you spoke to Juliet? Okay.
Juliet told me about you.
Miss Juliet?
Yes, I spoke to her at the university. She mentioned you two were friends.
Yes, that's right. She's always been so good to me.
Look, Amelie, I'm just trying to get some information. And I have a feeling you can be very helpful if you just let me talk to you.
All right, fine. But do it as fast as you can.
See, it's a strange concept, because Juliet said they were friends. But her response is, Amelie's response is, she's always good to me. Now, that's not what I would say about my friend. So the power dynamic here makes me think that one of them thinks they're friends and the other one is just, I don't know, also on the payroll and needs to be nice. I don't know. Maybe I'm talking out of my ass. Let's ask about herself.
Are you the only remaining servant here?
No, there's another one. Marcel. He's the new gardener. I haven't seen him in a few days, though. Not since before Madame's incident.
Oh. Okay.
What do you know about Juliet?
She was always so kind to me and the others, but her mother don't like that one bit. Still, she sneaks down into the kitchen to keep me company some nights. Even though she's a good soul, I think part of her does it just to spite her mother.
Yeah, see? So there's... It's not a pure friendship. There's like... It has lots of benefits for Juliet, and Amelie kind of has no choice. So, a bit strange. Yeah, wow.
He's lucky he wasn't killed.
What?
So I'm plenty happy working here doing real people's work. But Madam can be difficult sometimes.
Difficult? What do you mean by that?
No, I said enough.
Yeah. Yeah, she's not gonna badmouth her employer when she's literally just sitting outside.
What do you know about Madame Dupre's supposed death?
All I can tell you is that whoever did it really hated her.
Do you know Albert Martin, the man accused of the crime?
No, I'm sorry.
Really?
Thank you, Amelie. I appreciate your time.
You're welcome. Now please, let me get back to work.
See, I find it difficult to believe that she doesn't know... What's his name? Albert? The one accused. Because if him and Juliet were dating... Or, I don't know, from his point of view, they were like lovers. And from her point of view, she just wanted to piss off her mother. And she liked him, maybe a little. I don't know. But yeah, surely she's heard his name.
It's times like these make me wish I could still eat. Yeah, looks like gumbo's on the menu tonight. I wonder how it compares with Upton's special recipe.
Gumbo. I'm assuming gumbo just means stew.
Certainly no shortage of bowls or food preparation items around here. Some kind of water dispensing device, maybe? I was never very good at finding my way around the kitchen.
Okay.
Looks like the type of spices you'd use in a stew. Most likely paprika or turmeric. Nice variety of reds and oranges.
Yeah, it's kind of pretty.
Judging by the amount of food this family probably eats, washing the dishes must take forever.
So the new machines, what would that be? An electric oven and stove? I thought she meant like a Hoover, like yeah, what's a Hoover? dust sucker. I don't know. Vacuum. That's the word I'm looking for. I thought that's what she meant, but that doesn't blow off your leg. Does she have something new to say?
Stick around.
No.
Don't worry, I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah, no, she's not going anywhere. Okay, so if I have new questions for her later, I'll come back. Let's go to his quarters. I wonder if he'll notice. Nah, he didn't care. Why am I literally allowed to snoop around these people's house? This is really, really a bit crazy. Okay, let's look around.
A horrible little porcelain figurine. Madame Dupre didn't strike me as the type to play with dolls.
Yeah, maybe that's like her husband or something. Drawers.
This is always my favorite part of detective work.
Snooping.
Nothing inside but a bunch of extra doilies.
How disappointing. Maybe you should steal one, just to spite Madame Dupre for not giving us any good clues.
No, Bill.
You're no fun, Miles.
You're no fun, Miles. Both?
There's nothing useful to the investigation in
Okay. Flower.
Nice bouquet of roses. Although it would make things much easier if they were Easter lilies.
there. If only.
That would be too easy.
Ah, the Gascon docks. The artist definitely took some liberties. You can't see a single person getting stabbed.
Funny. Okay, these people... Lamp?
Must be nice being able to afford keeping your oil lamps lit during the daytime.
Oh yeah, that's totally unnecessary. But it seems quite gloomy and dark in here. Like there's no window, there's no natural light. Let's start from the left. Yo, what a room. Crazy.
Ooh, a fainting couch. You know, I always wanted one of these, but I never fainted enough to justify buying one.
What's it called? A settee or something weird like that?
A much younger Madame Dupre. I suppose that's a nice alternative to a mirror.
Wow.
That's an old uniform, from the turn of the century by the look of it. This must be Madame Dupre's first husband. Kinda strange that she'd still keep his portrait in the bedroom.
Yeah, right? This is the bed. Unless she's sleeping here alone? Yeah, I don't know. Mirror.
You've got some huge bags under your eyes, Miles. Reminds me of the case we had on that strange train.
Don't remind me.
Is that a reference to something that I missed? Strange train? Desk drawers.
Let's see if there's anything in these drawers. Damn, nothing but personal effects and more stationery.
Don't forget the first rule of detective work. If there's nothing useful inside, check underneath and between.
Yes.
Ah, yes, of course. Thanks for the reminder.
Now this is intriguing.
Ooh, I'm not going to warn you again, you disgusting... What? Something thug? Stay away from my daughter and my house or I'll... Wow. That's a death threat. Anything more in the doors?
Nothing else of interest in there.
Okay. This door doesn't open, this lamp does nothing. Book? There's a book.
Seems Madame Dupre fancies herself a poet.
Really? To dream, O Morpheus, caress my cheek. Bring forth the soothing visions. Give me strength when I am weak. Allow me some provisions. In your domain, I am as a queen, controlling all I see and hear. I've traveled places I've never been, and know not the meaning of fear. Laura Dupre. Okay. I'm not gonna read this second one out loud. Cute.
Well, that was life-changing.
For once in my life, I'm completely speechless.
Yeah.
Then perhaps I should take this with me and read it more often. Nah. It would appear that Madame Dupre was taking music lessons.
Her current predicament has probably put an end to that venture, though.
The what of cake? The loaf. Am I don't know. Okay. Cool. Book, desk drawer, both.
Nothing else.
Okay, so it looks both of them. Okay. The Person of Crook Hall.
One of those melodramatic romances. I read it a while back, and I couldn't tell you a thing about it. Now that one sounds interesting. I was always a fan of Bedletter's short stories.
Something of the Damned. Okay. Convent of the Damned. The Parson of Crook Hall. Yeah, it's at the bottom. I was trying to read on the spines of these books. The Chestertons. Ah, that's the history of her family.
Doesn't appear to be very brief if there's 2 volumes of it. I wonder if anyone outside the family would find this even remotely interesting.
No, probably not. If it just reads like, this was the father, this was the child, this was the father, this was the child, then no.
Doesn't appear to...
Okay. Choice and consequence.
Choice and consequence. Who in their right mind would write a book about that?
Is that a joke? I'm not kidding.
I don't even want to know what that one's about.
Equestrian mesmerism.
I read that one last year. If you ever wanted to know the intimate details of a buffalo's anatomy, I highly recommend it.
Wait, but what do you mean? There's nothing that happens here. I thought I would click something or this again.
Choice and consequence.
Right? Nothing more? Okay. Okay. Another shelf? Okay, so it's all the same. It's all the same, it's all the same. Okay. Okay, interesting.
Ooh, a fainting...
Okay, ooh, a fainting couch. Okay, did I see everything? I remember that there's something before I ignored. So the torn letter, I'll kill you myself. Okay, so that's something, I don't know what that word means, but I think it's bad. Madame Dupre was most likely poisoned. Okay. I don't have suspects yet. Okay. Current case, premature inhumation. Did I really know what he is accused of? Okay. Okay. I've done all of that. I don't have an inventory, so I'm guessing there isn't one. I'm just looking around and reading stuff and picking up clues and stuff. Okay. That way. Ooh. This is pretty. This is kind of pretty. It's very Christmassy. Green and red. Okay, let's start from one side.
I've never seen so many beauty products together in one place. Doesn't look like they get used much, though.
This is Juliet's room.
I've never seen so many beauty products. Juliet really likes plants and flowers, doesn't she?
It'll be locked?
Locked.
Yes.
I suppose I shouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Nice little cottage. Looks like it would make a nice cozy spot to retire. If I hadn't already retired from life, that is.
Haha. Papers.
Let's have a look through these papers. Aha, what's this?
Okay, dear Miss Montgomery, unfortunately, I've been informed of a series of burglaries in the neighborhood near the room you're renting from me at... Ah, we have a new address. 76 Forest Lane. As a precaution, I've gone ahead and changed the locks. Please find enclosed a copy of your new key. I hope this doesn't cause you too much of an inconvenience. Edwina Crestfell. Yes, I've got a key.
So, Juliet is renting a room in the Chum. That's certainly interesting. I can't wait to see what sort of dirty secrets she's got hidden away in there.
I don't know if it's dirty. It's probably just like a room where she can be herself and not under her mother's...
They're all empty. How unusual.
Her mother's...
Not to mention disappointing.
Watchful eye. Did he look between and underneath?
They're all...
Not to
No.
mention...
Bet.
Well, someone's fancy. I never liked these types of beds much. They feel too claustrophobic.
I always thought they had a certain appeal myself.
Yes, you would think that about a bed that lets you shut out the rest of the world.
I also think they're claustrophobic. I wouldn't like it. I like the ceiling to be far away and not unnecessarily close to my face. Okay, so, yeah, so I don't have this... Wait, the key... Did he take the key? I hope you took the key, sir, because I don't know where it is, because I don't think you have an inventory, right? No. Okay. Yeah, let's hope you have a key.
Locked.
Yeah, okay. So the key will probably be in the other house. Is this table with the drawer? No. Okay, let's go this way. Oh, this is a pretty room.
Goodness, someone went overboard with the flowers. This brings back some memories, doesn't it?
Ones I'd rather forget.
Are those lilies?
Why would anyone need so many flowers in one room?
Perhaps it's to mask the odors of those chemicals on the workstation.
Could be.
Ooh.
Why would anyone? Could be.
So what is this? Perfume?
The science of pharmacology. I'm sure it's riveting stuff.
But there's a note here.
It looks as though this folded piece of paper is being used as a bookmark.
Yeah, take it.
I hope remembering what page they were on wasn't too important.
Looks like it's a letter for Andrew.
Andrew encloses the agreed upon fee. I wouldn't be able to concentrate on exams without this help. Dr. Tennyson charges an obscene amount. Thank goodness for people like you with home pharmacies. I'll look for them in the usual spot under the weeping angel. Joshua. Sorry to hear about your mother. I'll wait a few days before passing. Who's Joshua? He's obviously taking...
These should be useful.
Obviously taking stuff for
I
concentration.
can only wonder what sort of potions Andrew concocts in this thing.
Well, maybe something that makes his mother appear to not be alive anymore?
Dr. Tennyson's vigor pills. These would make a sloth act like a hummingbird.
Okay.
Decadent. A gentle reminder that everyone's time is slowly running out.
Are there really leeches in there?
Is this really the best that medical science has to offer? Decadent.
Okay, bigger pills, flask.
I can only wonder what sort of
Okay.
What in the ether is that thing supposed to be? Actually, I'd rather not know.
So you boil stuff and then whatever comes off from the heat, that's, what is it? Raffinate? Is that the word? I don't know. My words are gone today. I don't have the words.
It must be a nice place to sit and listen to music.
Yeah.
Oh, look! It's one of those new audio cylindergraphs. I can't quite wrap my head around how they can manage to get sound out of a wax cylinder.
Oh. It's not a gramophone? Just a different name for a gramophone? Ooh. Cool.
I don't know much about art, but I see Madame Dupre and I at least have similar tastes.
Naked man? Ah, he did. Okay, I'm catching on now. I think he likes men. Yes, because before he also said something about my friend who was a man, and he was like, "Oh, if he's gonna be there, I might be there," something like that. So I get it. I am slow with catching on. What? What? So if I play something specific, something will pop open, right? So do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. What? Okay, obviously just playing the piano at random is not going to do anything. Harpsichord. But should I try the... That would be too obvious though, to try the do re mi thing. Right? That'd be way too obvious. I could try it, but I think I'm just kidding myself actually. But I do not actually play the piano or anything, so I don't know the thing, so I'm gonna write it down. So C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. The surely it's not that. Like, I don't think it's that. But we could try. Ooh, a double click makes me go faster. I like that. Okay, so low C, D, E, F, G. Yeah, okay. Didn't think that would do anything. Was definitely worth a try. Okay, let's get out of here. I think I've been in here for too long. The drawers, I did look at the
There's
drawers,
nothing you-
right? Yeah, and the
A horrible little porcelain.
Okay, horrible porcelain doll. Cool. I'll ask the son if he's...
As amusing as it is to chat with this.
Okay. She might know one or two things.
Stick around.
Okay, okay. Okay, let's speak to the doctor again to ask if we can get that guy out of his...
Doctor, may I ask you a few questions?
Please be my guest.
Get him out of his trance. Sedative.
May I ask exactly what kind of sedative you gave Andrew?
A simple tincture of laudanum. It's what I give all my nervous patients.
He seems a bit out of sorts.
Hot meat kettle.
It can have that effect, but it usually wears off in half a day or so.
Is there a way to bring him out of his condition sooner?
A stimulant would have the opposite effect, but I wouldn't recommend mixing the two. It could have potentially harmful effects on his heart.
Oh, of course. I wasn't planning on doing anything of the sort. I was just curious.
It's cute how you act like you have no experience in these matters. It's almost convincing.
Yeah.
Those are all the questions I've got for now.
I hope I answered them adequately.
So those concentration things that we're getting mixed up, maybe that? I don't know if I'm spending too much time in this location, but this concentration stuff, these pills, this.
The bottle is empty.
No, come on.
The science of pharmacology. I'm sure it's riveting stuff.
No, the bottle is empty. I thought I
I
was.
can only wonder what sort of
I thought I was gonna
decadent. Is this really the
get it. Oh my gosh. Okay. So, letter to Andrew. So I need to maybe go find this Dr. Tennyson. Is that the man sitting outside? I'm not sure. This address. What? A useful tool for reaching things too small for human hands to reach, or for plucking those pesky long eyebrow hair. Why is that a clue? An empty bottle of pills designed to energize even the laziest of people, recommended for use by men only. Okay, so I guess I need to go see the doctor and ask. Yeah, right? Yeah. Okay. Let's get out of here. Let's get out of here. Let's get out of this park.